Hi, Rosa MacArthur is here again, this time to tell you a story.
Once these elves
From Elvar.
came from a land called Ilfar.
Elves from Elbar.
These elves came from Elbar.
And lived on the sky island of Ilivos. Hi, Rosa MacArthur is here again, this time to tell you a story of the fall of the stars. While often called the Star Elves or the Children of the Stars by men, the Illatar held the form of elves, but seemed to be comprised of the skies themselves. Their skin was dark as the night, with freckles of light glowing and dancing like stars. Their hair, white, almost translucent, would gleam and seem to float and sway as if in water, not air. Their eyes were pupilless and reversed, for the whites were black and the irises also shone. They were wise, gifted with unnatural foresight, and lived on the sky island of Ilivos, overlooking and protecting Tir-Sindel. When Pale came, they fought, destroying by pure radiance. But in 2 months, Ilivos vanished. It was on a new moon. A melody echoed across the country. When the sun came, not a speck remained. None knew what became of Illatar. Some say Elion took them away to protect them. Some say they chose to leave, and still some say Pale sealed them away. But it is whispered that on the clearest nights, when the full moon is blue and large as the sun, if the land eclipses the moon, wait till that darkest hour and sing their last melody. One will come to you and answer any question. Of course, I have not been able to track this. A friend of mine claimed to be successful. His name was Cicero. Of course, he went mad soon after that, so who really knows? But it's a fun story, don't you think? Feel free to share it in your own particular way. And remember, you're happiest with a fluffer nutter.
There once were these elves. They came from a land called Ilfar. They were known as the elves that fell from the stars. Their hair were white, their eyes reversed color, their freckles that shone like the stars. Their hair moved about in ways as if they weren't standing, but if they were floating, like in space or in water. These elves were known to be wise beyond all years. They were known to be beautiful, and had the voice of angels. When Pale arrived, they banded together. They banded together to fight against Pale, to drive him back from whence he came. But after Pale was gone, there was no sign of them. Some say they fled. They fled from Pale's wrath. Some say that Elion took them away to protect them, to keep them. Some still say that Pale killed them himself. We don't know what happened to them. But some say that if you wait when the moon is at its fullest, the blue moon is at its largest, just as it's entering the horizon, if you sing their song, you may find her. Their last song. answer any questions you need. Now, I've never done this myself, but a good friend of mine claims he's done it. He goes by the name of Cicero, if you know him. Good fella. But yeah, try it.
There were once these elves from Elvar. Tale is, they fell from the stars. Their skin was fair and white, eyes that possessed power, freckles as the stars in the sky. Their hair did not appear as if they were standing, but rather as if they were floating in space or water. They're known for their wisdom beyond their years, had such beautiful voice and singing. And one day, Pale arrived. The elves came together to drive Pale back. They succeeded, then Pale fled, but no one has seen the elves since. Some say the elves fled. Others say Elion took them. Others say that Pale killed them himself. We do not know. Yet, there is another. Some say that when the blue moon is at its largest, and it is centered over the horizon, if you sing the song of these elves, that their last song, you may find when you sing that, the elves. Now, I have not tried this, but a good friend of mine has, one who goes by the name of Cicero. Try it sometime.
There were once these elves from Elbar. It was said that tale was that they fell from the stars. Their skin was fair and white, and their eyes shone with power. Their freckles were as the stars, and their hair, it did not appear as if they were standing still, but rather as if they were floating in space or water. And their voices were renowned for their beauty. But one day, Pale came, and these elves banded together and fought him, and they drove him off, but none have been seen since. Some say that they too fled, others say Elion took them, and others say Pale killed them before he fled. And yet others say that when the blue moon is at its fullest and sits in the center of the horizon, you sing their song. You can see them still. Now, I have not tried this, but a good friend of mine named Cicero, he has. You should try it sometime.
A good friend once told me this tale. I don't know myself if it's true or not, but he said that at the dawn of the world, these elves came from Elbar over the sea. Their skin was as pale as the moon, as fair as the moon, and their freckles were as the stars in the firmament. Their hair floated about them in a halo, as if moved by a current of water that us mortals could not see. They sang on the hills in the night, and their music carried to all the surrounding villages, enchanting all who heard it. Then, as everyone knows, Pale came. There was a great war, and after that war, no one saw the elves from Elbar ever again. Some say they left in search of Pale to assure that he never returned. Some say that Elion took them to be with him. Some say that they died in the Pale War in their attempt to destroy him. Yet some say that on the night of the blue moon, when it has reached its zenith, you can hear a song in the hills. I don't know myself, like I say, if it's true or not. I haven't been there to see it, but I know a man, Cicero, that has. He's a reliable source. So if you ever end up out on those hills and those forests, and the blue moon just happens to be there at the same time, let me know.